Super anxious right now. Every time there's a rare astronomical event in the UK, it's cloudy. And what makes this worse is that for the week running up to this lunar eclipse, the forecast was clear all night, pretty much everywhere in Wales, and now pretty much most of the UK is looking really dodgy. It's just a mixture of low, mid and high cloud. But the best bet seems to be the southeast coast of England. It's a 4-hour drive. Luckily a friend of mine who I haven't seen for a while just got in touch. He's heading down there, so we're gonna share the ride. We're gonna take the 4-hour drive, take the risk. Hopefully it pays off. Every time. Why did you do this to me, Britain? Anyway, I need to get packing because the clock is already ticking. I need to get packed up and get the hell out of here. Alright, so I'm gonna start packing, but I need to cover all bases. There are so many different ways to shoot a lunar eclipse. I'm currently filming on the A7 III with a 16 to 35 f2.8. That's going to cover all of my wide angle needs. I'm also going to have my A7S II and the Sony 24mm f1.4. This is like a backup wide angle in case I want to do 2 wide angle shots at the same time. And of course the A7S II is amazing for low light video, and it's what I use to film the vlogs. Samyang 135mm f2, bit of a longer focal length, you get good detail in the moon. Obviously no moon vlog is complete without the moon bazooka. He's back. My star tracker of choice for tonight is going to be the Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro, and it has a lunar tracking mode as well, which is going to be very important for tonight. Anyway, I finished packing, get on the road. I gotta meet Neil, jump in his car, and we got a 4-hour drive to the southeast of England. Woo!
As if I wasn't nervous already, most of the journey was spent under cloud and driving through fog and mist and things that just weren't settling the nerves.
Oh, the stakes are really high as well, because the next visible total lunar eclipse from the UK isn't until 2029, so 10 years from now. And I really need to get some shots of this lunar eclipse for my book, which is coming out soon. The last time I shot a lunar eclipse was in 2015, but that was 4 months after I bought my first ever DSLR, so I didn't really have much of a clue what I was doing. But I did do a sequence of every 10 minutes showing the moon kind of going into totality and starting to come out, but the framing and the composition is terrible. And it was taken on a Canon 100D with a kit lens, so not the best image. So there's a lot of pressure on for tonight, but luckily we've arrived to clear skies. Just hoping it stays this way. I'm joined by Neil. So you want to say hello to the vlog, Neil?
Hello.
Let me see, get some moonlight on you. Designated driver for the night. Yeah, it's looking good. A little bit misty, but otherwise looking good. Just gonna go for a little walk, find some good compositions, make a few plans. We got about 2 hours till it actually starts, so plenty of time to walk around, make our plans. So I'm excited.
I often tell my workshop clients, if you're looking for somewhere dark in a place you've never been before, just Google lighthouses. They're there because it's dark. Sadly, Beachy Head Lighthouse was far too south facing for what we needed. We needed something a bit more west facing, so we headed along the coast to the next lighthouse.
Alright, so we picked our spot by Bella 2 Lighthouse down in Eastbourne in East Sussex, and basically just set up the wide angle shot here. So I've got the A7 III with 16 to 35, shooting at about 24 I think, just getting a sequence of the moon as it goes through the various changes. It's probably about -2 at most. It's not that bad. It was about -3 when we were driving in, but it doesn't feel that bad. So wrapped up nice and warm, but it's a long night ahead. All part of the fun. Just getting a little bit of
shelter from the wind. It's not a strong wind, but it's really cold. It's really annoying, so it's nice to come get a little bit of respite, a little bit of coffee, keep us going. And this will be a good position for me, maybe, to set the star tracker up because there's no wind. Is this the right way? Oh, thank God. But then the lighthouse might be in the way of totality. Oh, that was good. So we're about halfway through the penumbral eclipse. Things are getting dark, more stars are coming out. It's obviously going to be really difficult to vlog because I'm using this camera to shoot on the moon bazooka. So I'm going to set up the star tracker before totality so that I'm not faffing about doing totality with the star tracker. And then as soon as I've done a few tracking shots, I'm going to jump back to wide angle, do some wide angle shots, maybe some 50mm shots, and just have a bit of a free-for-all, improvising, seeing what I can get. My other camera's still going on 1 minute intervals. I've just been changing the settings of that slowly. But once we get to totality, it'll be the same darkness for about an hour, so I don't need to monitor the settings on that one, so I can run around and see what we can get. It wasn't until the end of totality that I found a composition that I was happy with. So this image captures the moon as it begins to light up again. In the original image, I had Neil standing there as a figure, but I've since decided to remove him as I felt there were too many subjects in the photo and it was just pulling attention away from the moon, which was supposed to be the main subject. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one do you think works best, and let me know why you think that.
Alright, so we've just finished totality. Top of the moon is starting to light up again. It was hectic. I started off doing some track shots on the star tracker. It didn't turn out as good as I would have liked.
Of all of the telephoto shots I took, this was my favourite. It shows the last of the penumbral light before the moon went into totality. It just looks like another world.
Such an incredible experience. Like going from the light of the full moon to the sort of darkness of new moon in the space of an hour. It's just crazy. And now that the full moon is starting to come back out again. Oh my God. It's a frantic hour. Now just waiting for the sequence to finish as well. Still got the wide angle sequence going on.
So this is the final image, and even though I took a photograph every minute, I only used one from every third minute. That leaves a nice gap between the moons to show the phases change, and it also gave me 2 backups in case I missed a shot or something went wrong. If you zoom in, you can also see the trails of Castor and Pollux, the heads of the twins Gemini, and you can also see the star Regulus from the constellation Leo. And I decided to shoot my foreground during the blue hour in the morning twilight. Once the moon had returned to full phase, it felt like a fitting way to tell the story. What do you think? Worth the trip? I don't know if you caught that, but behind Neil at the top of the frame there was a meteor. You ready? Did you see it? Neil didn't. The skies were lighting up with the morning colours of twilight, and we used the last of our energy to play with the moon a little longer. I love this image. It's almost like he's turned up to make a light bulb change or something. And that was that. The birds were up and singing, and we watched the moon as it melted off behind the horizon. There's a gorgeous frost on the floor. We were cold inside and desperately hungry, but if you ask me if it was worth it, you're damn right it was. Anyway, if you're going out to enjoy the night sky anytime soon, I wish you good luck and clear skies.